Dele Farotimi is vindicated again as another case of injustice is exposed in this country. Now, the governor of Osun State, Governor Adeleke, the dancing governor, has swung into action to grant mercy to a young guy of 17 years old who was sentenced to Kpai because he stole fowl and eggs. And according to the information we are getting, this thing happened 14 years ago when this guy was 17 years old. And with this, you should understand that this guy has been in detention for the past 14 years. And there are other alleged information we are hearing around the matter, which is that this thing happened because this guy stole from a police officer, allegedly. Now, the internet has been on fire since this information hit the public space. People complaining, why should a young man of 17 years old be sentenced to Kpai because he stole fowl and eggs? Why some politicians are being alleged to steal billions of nairas and they are being allowed to be moving freely without any problem. Now, these are the things people will see happening around us. They will say, no, something is wrong somewhere. And people who are courageous enough, like Dele Farotimi, picks it up and starts speaking and writing books against that. Now, people will begin to make it look like that person don't know what he's saying or turning it into something else. In fact, let me allow you to listen to Rufai Oseni, Dr. Abati, and other Arise News crew, so that you hear what they have to say about the matter, plus what is trending. So relax and enjoy the video. But as you are watching, do well to click on that share button, subscribe if you are enjoying my kind of videos for more updates. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
Well, good morning to you viewers. Let's begin what's trending. The governor of Osun State, Adeleke, on Tuesday granted pardon to Olowo Kere Shegun, who was sentenced to death by hanging for stealing a fowl and eggs when he was 17 years old. Social media was awash with reactions after a video surfaced online showing Shegun's parents narrating the story of their son. The mother said her son was said to have broken into the house of a police officer in April 2010 and carted away some of his belongings. He was subsequently charged with conspiracy and robbery and was sentenced to death. Governor Adeleke, upon receiving the news, granted the pardon in a statement shared on X. Let's read Adeleke's tweet there. He wrote, "I have received the report of a case of a young man reportedly sentenced to death by hanging in Osun State for stealing a fowl. Consequently, I have directed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Osun State, to commence full investigation into the matter and initiate process to grant prerogative of mercy to the young man. Osun is a land of justice and equity and must ensure fairness and protection of the sanctity of lives. I assure members of the public that this matter is receiving my direct attention with every sense of urgency also attached to our response to this matter." Dr. Abati, when I saw the story trending online, I was shocked. I mean, there is a law in Nigeria that would sentence people to death because of stealing a fowl and eggs. They didn't say anything else, so fowl and eggs.
Well, I got some clarification when I watched the interview with Biola Adebayo, you know, with the parents of the gentleman. Apparently, in this particular matter, there was no case of murder because, you know, the death penalty is for capital punishment. And then for somebody to steal an ordinary fowl and then you sentence the person to death is quite very strange. Yeah. And I think it's something also that the you know, the judiciary may want to investigate. Except that this matter was about 14 years ago. We were told that the gentleman stole the fowl 14 years ago. Yes. And he has spent 14 years in prison custody. So this just tells you about the distortions in this country, the injustice that we have in this country. People who steal billions are all over the place collecting chieftaincy titles. They have national honors. They are not in jail. It's a man that steals a fowl. One governor, I will not name him in order not to compound his agony out of office. Somebody stole his phone, common phone, you know. And then, you know, the person was sent to prison. And the thing about justice is that even when you commit a crime, the punishment should be proportional, you know, to the crime that you have committed. Not to Governor Adeleke. I think Governor Adeleke has taken a good decision by asking the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to investigate this, to find out the circumstances. And he has already made it clear that he is going to address the matter, because justice will seem not to have been done in this case. And he has the power under the Constitution. Section 212 of the 1999 Constitution gives governors the powers either to reduce sentences or to outrightly pardon inmates. This is a man who has been put in a prison for stealing a fowl. In fact, when he comes out, you know, maybe the Legal Aid Council or lawyers who are ready to do a pro bono intervention should reopen the case and say that this man deserves to be compensated.
Absolutely.
How much were they selling common fowl 14 years ago? Although you may say, you know, when you commit a crime, it doesn't matter what the amount is. Fowl 14 years ago will be like, how much? Not up to, it wouldn't even be up to 1,000 naira. And a person's life has been wasted for 14 years. I think, you know, he deserves to be compensated beyond, you know, Governor Adeleke saying that he will grant pardon, because this is clearly a case of miscarriage of justice.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you just highlighted that, because I really wanted to hear your perspective on the story. Well, it's all boils down to this miscarriage of justice. But before I come to you, I know in another development, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has banned arbitrary arrests, detentions, and phone searches of road users by police officers across Nigeria. The directive was issued on Tuesday. Egbetokun warned that such unlawful practices tarnish the image of the police and vowed severe punishment for offenders, including commissioners of police and their supervisors. I thought to tie this story in because obviously the young boy who was sentenced to death in Osun State, I mean, it's because he stole from a police officer. And I think that really is one of the reasons why. And it's good that the Inspector General of Police here has made this announcement, because how often do you see these people coming into your car, searching your phone? How can you invade your privacy and all of that? A quick comment quickly before
very quick one.
on both stories.
Very good one there, and I'm really glad about the governor coming. He was tagged a lot of times yesterday about this case, and it's great to see that he said an investigation be conducted. I totally agree with compensation being paid, and maybe even finding out who the officer was or who were the people that managed the case as to upholding an abuse of power, because this is what it amounts to. I don't think there's any law whereby stealing would warrant the death penalty, and then stealing of a fowl, how much? That ought to be done. Now, with the IG of police coming out to say this, I think this is fantastic development. But we've often heard announcements like this, but no follow through, especially with regards to implementation. So one thing is, I hope that it will be cascaded down to all the officers in the police force, and then number two, a channel for reporting, so that if anyone falls victims, because he really talked about the youth, and I'm really glad that we're protecting the interests of young people in Nigeria, that there's a portal or a channel to report infractions, and that this will be taken up, and a few officers will be made an example of, so that we can really see this policy or this directive come to life. Absolutely. It's very important about that. Then beyond that as well, even the IG of police himself and the police as a whole, and I know we have a story about high-handedness, this picking up people, Gestapo style, picking up people, that needs to be addressed as well. Yes. We've talked about the police reform. It's a step at a time. This is a good move, and very importantly, everyone should screen grab this announcement. Yes. If the police comes to you, just show it to them, because sometimes they seem to be the last people to get the information that things have changed. So really good one there by the IG of police.
Somebody there for 14 years.
Because
and we have people that the evidence is so stacked against them. You can see them, they are shielding themselves. Anyway, African China has said it. He said, poor man wasting money, they go see him face for crime fighter. Rich man, they have to see their face for crime fighter. Right. So the system is just rigged against the poor. Absolutely. All of this is caused by the leadership. So we have to go back to the leadership. And you were talking about the IG, it's a good thing. But I know there will still be police officers in this country that will still search your phone. That will still say that will not concern you. That will still brutalize people. Yes. And that's why the IG needs to look in. And also, Mr. IG, there's a case, so I've been hearing, Shore has been shouting about this nurse, Olamide, They said it involves the police top echelon and all of that. Please look into that case. Let justice, also mercy prevail.
All right.
Please, two wrongs cannot make a right.
Well
Mr.
said,
IG.
Rufai. Well said, Rufai. Again, well, kudos to the Governor of Osun State for that great intervention, and we hope to see the end of this story and hope the young man be released.
You get the point now, so share your thought with me on the comment section. The good thing about it is that the governor has requested for proper investigation about the whole matter and has asked the state attorneys to proceed on the procedures of granting this guy mercy and freedom. In fact, let me know what you think, and of course, you know the vibe now. Click on that subscribe button, follow and share for more updates. Because like this, we move.